and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chana and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today I'm going to continue answering your questions. Okay, so y'all know that I love a good Q&A, and this is round 2 of this group of Q&As, question gathering stuff. And my light right now is the sunshine from the window, so it's doing really crazy things. Anyways, we're just gonna keep going through my list and see how many we can get through. Okay, if you missed part 1 of this round of Q&As, I will link to that in the description box below. It was posted 1 week ago, so it's also there in my recent videos. Okay, with that, let's just dive right in. Okay, first question. How easy or difficult was it for you to learn and remember every mitzvot? Do you find you are still learning some? Yes, I'm totally still learning mitzvot, which is super fun, and I love that. It's not like a daily thing the way that it used to be, but it's definitely something like something will come up and, my husband will say, oh, well, actually, this is the way that should be done, or, this is why we do that. And it is so great to have my husband there as a source of Torah knowledge because he comes from a very religious family, so he has a great deal of knowledge and was raised with all of this, whereas I was not. And though I've been Jewish for 10 years, there's still more to learn. There's always more to learn. My husband is still learning. So anyways, was it easy or difficult to remember everything? For me, I would say no, because I learned slowly, and I wouldn't try to learn more than I could take on. Like, I wouldn't just sit there with like a giant book of laws and be like, I'm gonna memorize it all right now today. Like, I would do a little bit at a time and just take on like what I could. And then when I was good at that, I would take on more. So it was a slow process. Next question, do you vote in elections? Yes, I do. Next question, do you and your husband celebrate wedding anniversaries? Not really. There's nothing like un-Jewish about celebrating a wedding anniversary. My husband always remembers it. I'm not the sentimental one, and I'm like, whatever, We're actually coming up, I think on our 10-year anniversary is coming up maybe next month or something. And yeah, I have no plans and no intention of making any plans. He might. I don't know. 10 years is kind of a big deal. Maybe we should do something for our 10-year anniversary, but yeah, he's the one who always comes in and he's like, here's some flowers. And I'm like, thanks, it's Tuesday. And he's like, happy anniversary. And I'm like, yeah. I'm not the person who remembers these things. But yeah, so no, not really. He always recognizes our anniversary, but we don't like go out to dinner or something usually. We're not like it's not like a big ordeal. That's just us personally though. That's not like a Jewish thing. All right, next question. Is it common practice for a husband and wife not to pray together? So we spoke about this recently in a Q&A, talking about like, do Jewish families pray together? And we don't pray together in the sense that Christian families will sit and pray together, or like one person will lead the family or someone else in prayer, or like pray over someone. Like, it's not like that with us in that Christian sense of pray together. So no, it is not common for Jewish families to pray together. We pray the same prayers, but we do it separately. It's on our own. And even if we're doing it at the same time, again, it's really an independent thing. I feel like it's kind of hard to explain, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, is it common for a husband and wife to not have the same rabbi? I would say probably yes, because you develop that relationship with your rabbi probably before you get married. So then you have your own rabbi before you've even met or started dating your husband. You're not going to just switch rabbis to his rabbi because he has a rabbi. Ideally, it's a very personal and close relationship. So my husband and I actually happen to have the same rabbi, which is more of a rarity. So now if someone doesn't have a rabbi when they get married, they may end up sort of adopting their spouse's rabbi, but not necessarily, because you have to click. And you have to have that relationship and get to know them, so that if you're going to your rabbi with like a really personal question, like, hey, I need advice. Should I do this? Then they need to know you. So yeah, I'd say it's probably not super common, but it could be. I don't know. If you're Jewish, let me know. Do you have the same rabbi as your spouse? Let us know in the comments and we'll see what everybody else says. Next question, are you a member of the same synagogue your husband attends? Yes, we are members as a family to the same synagogue. Next question, are your head coverings heavy? No, they are not. They're actually super lightweight. I mean, they're really lightweight. They are kind of annoying me lately, which is why you've seen me in the snood head covering a lot more often, even though I think this is much, much prettier. But I think it's just something with the pregnancy, and I've been more prone to headaches. So that's why I've been wearing the snood a lot more instead of the scarves, or the shaitel is like, I can't even with the wig lately. I barely ever wear that. And when I am wearing it, like as soon as I come home, I'm like, take it off. So yeah, but no, they're not heavy at all. They're very lightweight, and I hardly even feel them on my head. Like if I just had my hair in a ponytail, I would probably forget that my hair was not covered. So, okay, next question. Curious that you allow some of your hair to show. Is that allowed? Yes, it is. There's this like 2 fingertip rule that I can show like 2 fingertips worth, which is actually kind of a lot of my hair. And I don't like to show that much. To me, that's too much. And of course, if it was to slip at all, then that would not work for me. But I like that I have that little bit of leeway. I think that it looks better when I have my hair covering like just a little bit higher up, and just the way that my hairline sits, you know, that allows me that little bit of space there to show. That said, there are many, many religious Jews who prefer not to show any of their hair, and it is their tradition to not show any of their hair. However, there's other people whose tradition is to always show that 2 fingertips worth of hair. So yeah, everybody's got their own tradition. There's so many traditions within Orthodox Judaism. It's a really diverse place. Okay, next question. What is the name of that beautiful music played with a guitar that you use in your videos? All right, I had to include this question because I do get asked this all the time, and I always try to answer you guys in the comments, but here you go. That song is by Gabrielle Witcher, and it is called Blue Mountains. It's like, you can look it up on YouTube and it'll pop up. It's also on iMovie, which is where I get all of my music from. So if you're looking for music, that's where I get it from. If you're looking for one of my songs, you're always welcome to ask me what a song is, and I'm happy to share. All right, next question. Oh, this is a good one. Do you feel like getting married and having kids took away your freedom to a certain extent? And would you recommend staying single longer? No, I would say get married as soon as you meet the one. Go for it. Okay, I did not get married until I was in my 30s. And so I had obviously freedom to do whatever I wanted to in my 20s. And I did. I had a great time in my 20s. I participated in Ironman triathlons and ultra marathons. I traveled extensively, both around the United States and around the world. That said, this last 10 years in my 30s, that I've had with my husband and my kids has been just so much better, so much more fulfilling, so much more adventurous. And there's no reason I couldn't take my kids on any of my travels or adventures, or my husband, obviously. We're not gonna leave him out. You know, there's no reason we couldn't do all of those things as a family. So yeah, I totally say get married as soon as possible. That's just my personal advice. But yeah, make sure it's the right one, obviously. All right, the next question. I have seen gluten-free kosher challah online. Why don't you buy some? That is a great question. We have purchased some before in the past. I don't like it that much. Mine is better. It's great, it's not bad. It's just mine is better. Okay, next question. At what age will your sons be required to go to services with your husband? Okay, they will not be required to go to services with my husband until they reach the age of bar mitzvah when they are 13. However, they'll start going before that just because that's what we do and they've got to get used to it. My oldest already goes to services a lot in the evenings with my husband. It's a shorter service, so he can go then. And it's a bit easier for him than waking up at, 6 in the morning to go to an hour-long service in the morning, or however long that is. So yeah, and then he does pray at home. My kids all pray at home with an appropriate amount of prayer for them at their ages. So that gets them used to it also. Next question, do you underline or highlight in your Chumash? No. Let me show you what that is. Okay, this is a Chumash. I like to use the Artscroll Stone edition. I think it's got a fabulous commentary, and I really love the way that it is set up with the Hebrew over here on one side, then the English, and lots of commentary so that I can really understand what is being said. My Hebrew is not fantastic, so I definitely need that English there, but this is basically everything that is in the Torah is written here in this book, with the commentary and the English. So this is a fantastic resource, super common book in Orthodox Jewish homes, and I love it. Personally, I don't feel like it would be very respectful to write in it or highlight or something like that. Or like, I know some people like art journal in their Bibles. That's just not something that I would do. I feel like it would be disrespectful to the book. We respect the books a lot because it is it's the word of God. So I want to respect that book as well. And to me, that would just not be a super respectful thing to do. I will, however, keep my own notebooks with my own notes and things like that. So I've been doing this thing with learning Navi, and I'm about to start journaling some of the things that I've been learning with that. So that'll be super fun. But that will be in a separate book. It would not be in the books that I'm reading out of. Next question. You mentioned your husband reading the Torah portion at services. Is this a specific role? How is a man chosen to do this? So yeah, it's called a Bal Koreh, and that is the person who lanes or chants, reads the Torah during the services in that special way. Anybody could do it. Like anybody could do it. My husband is not a rabbi. It's something anybody can do. It is a job that needs to be done. So it is a role. It is a specific role in that sense. Some communities, it's a paid position. In our community, it's just something that my husband does. And other people do it as well. Basically, in order to do it, you would just have to learn how to do it. So, because there is that specific way, that specific chant that it must be sort of sung, read by. It's very specific, and you must learn that. I think they call it trope. So yeah, you have to be able to do it correctly, and then anybody could do it. Okay, and how is a man chosen to do this? Well, if it's a paid position, then he would get hired. We've been offered a paid position to do this before in another community, and we needed to submit tapes of him laning, of him doing the reading, and there was like an interview process and all, and we ended up deciding not to do it because we'd have to move out of state. We didn't want to move, so we stayed here. But I guess that's kind of the process probably typically for someone who's being paid to do that. As far as people who are just volunteering to do it, it's kind of like, hey, I know how to do it. I want to do it. And it's like, okay, it's pretty basic. Okay, next question. As Orthodox Jews, do you ever invite non-Jews over for Shabbat? Yes, we actually had some non-Jews here last week. What about Reformed Jews? Yes, we have had those as well. Reformed Jews is a different like branch of Judaism. Okay, next question. Do I miss pork or shellfish? No, I really don't. Not anymore. I used to miss like shrimp for a little while, but now it seems kind of gross to me. So nope, I don't. Next question. What essential items do you think are important to add to a wardrobe to create a more modest wardrobe? That is a great question. I would definitely say to get some shells. So when I say shells, what I'm talking about are those shirts that you'll wear underneath your clothing that have longer sleeves and a higher neckline, so that you are able to bring up that neckline on your shirts or V-necks or anything like that, and then bring the sleeves down. And you can buy shells that are, you know, cropped here and underneath your chest so that it's really just bringing up the neckline. You can also get those with sleeves. You can get the full thing, you know, full undershirt. I have all kinds, and they're fantastic. And that allows me to really open up a lot more wardrobe options and allows me to be a lot more comfortable in clothing that maybe isn't quite as modest as I would like. So I hope that helps. Shells are available at a lot of different places online. Most Jewish stores have them. You can buy them on Amazon. I get a lot of mine from Kosher Casual. So yeah, there's a lot of options. Okay, next question. Do I have cleaning help for my house? No, I don't, unless you count my kids. And they're not as much help as a cleaning lady would be. So yeah, no, I clean my own house. I have had a cleaning lady in the past. It's not really my thing. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't like the thought of someone else coming in and cleaning my house. It's just a weird thing with me. And I enjoy cleaning. Like, I have fun cleaning. It relaxes me. I like that time that I can just sit there and spend folding laundry or vacuuming the floor. Like, I love seeing it go from like this, you know, like right now my floor has been covered in mud because we've had a lot of rain. And I love going in and vacuuming and I'm like, oh, now it's so nice and clean. Like, that makes me feel good. So yeah, I clean my own house and that's totally okay with me. Okay, next question. Hello, I am from Israel and I am interested to know if the medical services in the United States are free as in Israel. No. I mean, we have insurance here that is either provided through the place that you work at or that you pay part of or that you pay all of, and then that will cover parts or all of your healthcare depending on how your insurance is structured, or you're just paying out of pocket. Often you have like a deductible of some amount depending on your insurance that you'll pay out of pocket and then it's free. But no, you can't just like show up at a hospital and be like, hey, I want free healthcare, you know? So, but it's not free in Israel either because you're paying taxes in Israel that are covering your healthcare. So, you know, it's that whole, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So it's just, how are you paying for it, I suppose. So we don't have the same tax rate that you guys do, but we're paying out of pocket for other services like healthcare. Okay, next question. Do adopted children need to get circumcised? So if you are converting a male to Judaism of any age and they are not circumcised, they would need to be circumcised as part of that process. That is really important. So if you had adopted a child who wanted to convert to Judaism, then yes, you would need to circumcise them. Next question, is there any specific reason you don't have a toaster? I get asked this a lot, the toaster and the microwave. Okay, so to me, my oven can do the same job as my toaster or my microwave, just a little bit differently, and that's okay. So I don't have a toaster or a microwave because my oven does those jobs, and I would rather just have less stuff. So that is why I don't have a toaster or a microwave. We got rid of those a long time ago, and no regrets. We have never considered buying them again. Okay, next question. Are there any Noahides in your community? None that I know of. I think there might be some Noahide communities in Texas, but I don't think there's really any around me. All right, next question. When you started following Sephardi traditions, did you feel guilty about eating rice on Passover? Not even a little bit. No, it's fantastic. How are we doing? We're doing okay. Okay, next question. Do you like daylight savings time or would you prefer to not change the clocks? Oh my gosh, does anybody really like daylight savings time? Me. No, I do not like daylight savings time. I don't like it at all. I would prefer to never change the clocks. Okay, we'll try to do a couple more questions. Okay, next question. Will you be sharing a birth announcement when the time comes? I would love to hear your baby's Hebrew name. I will let you guys know when the baby is here. I will not be saying my baby's name because I don't say any of my kids' names. The Hebrew name is the same as their regular names. Like my kids just have one name. So no, I will not be sharing the baby's name, the baby's face, but I'm sure you'll see some little bitty fingers and toes and the back of the baby's head a lot because I end up wearing my babies. So you'll kind of see the baby, and you'll definitely know when the baby's here. I'm sure I'll do like a birth story vlog, but yeah, not like a full-on announcement like that. Okay, as a mom, what is your guess for your children's future occupations? Oh, that's an interesting question. Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I have no clue. I can't answer that question at all right now. Sorry. That's my answer is I don't know. Next question. Does your husband speak Ladino? No, he does not. He speaks Hebrew, Arabic, and English and Spanish. So yeah, no. He does not speak Ladino. Ladino is, I am understanding this correctly, Ladino is a dialect of some Spanish-speaking Jews. I don't really know that much about it. I think I have a friend who speaks Ladino. I don't know. Anyways, next question. Have you watched the movie Fiddler on the Roof on a family movie night yet? No, we have not. We haven't watched that movie yet. So maybe one of these days. That movie gets in some history that we haven't quite covered yet. So I think once we get more to covering some of that history, then we will definitely watch that movie. It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it growing up. Okay, next question. I noticed you have only one dishwasher. Do you really use it for meat and milk dishes? Is that allowed? Yes, we only have one dishwasher. No, I wouldn't put the milk and the meat dishes in there together. However, like because we're Sephardi, we use a lot of glass dishes, and as soon as I rinse off the glass and there's no food on it, then it's considered not meat or dairy anymore, and I can put all of that into the dishwasher. But I hand wash our dairy dishes. So yeah, it is allowed to have one dishwasher. You don't have to have two dishwashers. Yeah, I just have the one dishwasher. All right, next question. Do you still have morning sickness? No, I don't. It's fantastic. For about a week now, I have been morning sickness free, so I am super stoked about that. Next question. Do your kids call you mom, mommy, or Ema? They call me Ema, except when they're talking to their friends, and then they call me mom, which I find a little amusing. Next question. Will you ever reveal your pre-Jewish birth name? Probably not, for privacy reasons. Because, you know, yeah. Next question. Do you ever cook with Impossible Meat or Morningstar vegetarian foods? Yes. I prefer the Beyond Meat brand. It's really good. Next question. Would you ever take a vacation to Disney World or Disneyland? Probably not. I did not grow up with that sort of a vacation. I never went to Disneyland growing up. I did go once as an adult and I really didn't like it. So I don't see that I would take my kids there. We're not like a big Disney crazy family or anything like that. So we don't watch a whole lot of TV. So a lot of that stuff would kind of go over my kids' heads anyways. We would love to go to Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That would be fun. That is something our family would love to do. So we're not opposed to theme parks. We would just pick one that would be a little bit more appropriate for our family. Next question, how does it work to give birth on Shabbat? Totally works, just like any other day, because a woman's life is considered like it's like her life is in danger when she is giving birth, meaning that she needs to get whatever she needs medically. So I can drive, my husband can drive me, I can call my doula. It's all totally good. One of my kids was a C-section on Shabbat. Totally allowed. I did not have to wait till Shabbat was over to get a C-section or to do anything else. And, you know, it's even a thing, like if I said, hey, you know, to my husband, I can even say to him on Shabbat, I need you to turn the lights off because I need the lights off because I'm in labor. He has to go turn the lights off for me. You know, like we totally take care of pregnant women. No worries there. Next question. This Passover, are you going to hire someone or will your husband be doing the koshering and cleanup? No, we're going to continue as we have in past years where I do the cleaning and my husband does the koshering and the cooking. Works out really well for us. Gotta think, I'm nesting right now, so it's no issue for me to do this stuff. Next question. Why do you think it's okay for a non-Jew to eat non-kosher food? Well, a non-Jew is not obligated to keep the laws of keeping kosher the way that a Jew is, so they're not doing anything wrong. Next question, is a wig a form of hair cover? Yes, I've talked about this a lot in the past, but basically you're not seeing my hair, so yes, it is a form of hair cover. Next question, why do you pray at home rather than at services? So first of all, I am not obligated to pray at services, so there's that. And then I prefer to pray at home where I can have quiet and comfort and no distractions and just really focus on what I'm saying and that time with God. And I like to wake up and do it before my kids are even awake, that sort of thing. So yeah, I can't do that if I'm at services. There's like people around, people might try to say hi to me and, you know, or there's just something else going on or I'm not where they are in services and it's not as comfortable for me. It's much more comfortable for me to sit at home and do it here. So that's why I pray at home. Okay, next question. This will be the last one. How do you wear so many hats, juggle so many things, and just completely crush it? Any advice for a stay-at-home mom? That's very kind of you to say. I don't think I crush it. My advice is that you can't do it all. And once I realized that, that was a huge help for me. I tell my husband all the time that we can either have amazing food for the kids, we can have a massively incredible homeschool life, or we can have a clean house, or he can have a wife. You can't have it all. So some days we have an excellent homeschool day, but the house is a mess. Some days I cook a whole lot, but we're not doing as much school. Some days, you know, like it's just, you kind of have to pick. You cannot do it all. So I like to say that I'm just kind of mediocre at everything, and I'm completely and totally at peace with that. So, cause yeah, I do wear a lot of hats. Doing the homeschool, being the mom, being the wife, making the videos, like I can't be amazing at everything, and I'm not at all. We just kind of have to find what works for you, and we have a lot of rhythms in our home, and that really helps. And it just all is what it is. I'm okay at being just okay. So you all know me, I'm like, but that's okay. Like, yeah, it's all okay. All right, so that's the last question for today. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, I super appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that like button, because it helps my channel out a lot and lets me know what kinds of videos you guys like to see. And with that, we're calling this video a close. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking really fast. That low battery, awesome. What am I even saying? We have purchased some before in the past. Next question. Next question. Do you underline or highlight? Next question. Okay, next question. Oh, where am I? Oh, that's the end of that page. Okay, next question. You mentioned your husband reading the Torah portion at services. Is this a specific ring notification? Huh.